So maybe you create an entire book, and you march happily off to find a publisher, and the publisher goes, "Oh, we've been waiting all our lives for you. Let us market your book." It could happen. It probably won't. But you can have that. You can have that dream. But maybe you write an entire book, and you want to share it with your family. Maybe that's your purpose. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with preserving for posterity as well. There's nothing wrong with writing the book and struggling and fighting to find how you're going to publish it and making decisions as you go along, with marketing your own work. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. They're all wonderful. Maybe you speak into a recording device and you collect memories, and then you give that recording to a friend or a relative or someone else who later on, maybe now, maybe in another lifetime, decides to create a piece of writing from it, decides to preserve it in a more visible way to everyone. But you've got to get it down for any of those things to happen. So that becomes archival material. And you might work alone, and you might work in a group. And then I want to give you more choices because, all about choices. You might write a novel. You might write your thoughts out and create music to represent them. That was mine for minutes. You might work in memoir or autobiography. We've got an autobiographical writer with us today who's going to talk about that. You might create a short film. You might get on YouTube and record yourself just taking down memories. But again, I'm going to repeat myself, not because I forgot that I said it before necessarily. That could be the case as well. But you've got to start. And, I think that you want to start. I think you want to start. I think you think about starting all of the time. So Anne Lamott, who writes about writing, says, butt in the chair, start each day anywhere. And what she means is not like anywhere like outside, inside, at your kitchen table. She means anywhere in the story. You don't have to start at the beginning. You don't have to know. You can start with a chunk that finds itself in any space within what you want to write. Let yourself do it badly. Let yourself do it terribly, atrociously, horrendously. It's okay. And if it comes out wonderful, that's great too. Revision is going to be the key. So usually when things appear for the first time, they're disjointed, they're halfway done, they're like little shadows creeping around, normal. Let yourself have that, with no shame. And just write one passage at a time. That's what Anne Lamott says. I agree with her, but I would add to that, be authentic. Tell it as you see it, as you see it. Even if someone else in your family would argue with you that that's not the way it happened, right? Even if you're afraid that other people in your community might not like the thing that you're putting up for discussion, that's okay. If you're authentic and you really believe this needs to be put up for discussion, you put it up for discussion. Guilt is a thing, and it can silence us. So we have to silence that. Write it anyway. You can always revise, and you might also need to stop and conduct research. That can be picking up the phone and talking to someone. That can be being in the archives and looking through. I needed, in that book, I needed to put linoleum in a kitchen, right? I knew it was linoleum, but I didn't know what color in 1956 was available. I could have made something up, but I had to go and look and see what there actually was. Because even in fiction, you're writing truth. You're just writing it in a different format. So, the Nigerian writer Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie says that there's a thing called the danger of a single story. Okay? Danger of a single story. And I think Italian Americans have suffered from the danger of a single story or the nearly single story for a long time. I have, no issue with reading things that have to do with mafia. I have no issue with that. That's okay. But it's become a single story in a lot of ways. It's kind of eclipsed the other realities and the other writing in some ways. So the more we write, the more we throw into the pot so that we have variety of story. We have variety of lenses. We have a variety of realities, and it's really important that we don't simply have a single story. So just another reason to get your stories out there and going. And lastly, I recommend for everybody, professional writer to beginning writer, join a writers group. It can be an ad hoc writers group of people you just know who are trying to write. It can be a writers group in your community that, you see a sign up somewhere and you're like, I'm going to go check that out. It can be at your local library. It can probably be through Casa Italia. There's a lot of options there. But join one because you need the support, right? Writing is, it's hard. And it's you on the page, and it's your family on the page. So having other people to talk to about it and to show your work to people who are in the same fight that you're in to do this work is really important. The flip side of that, and this is an opinion, do not show your work to your family while you're writing it. Do not show it to them while it's emerging from you as this newborn little larva of your thought, because invariably they will squish it and at the end of it. And it's not because they're mean or bad, it's because they recollect differently. They want to see in there what it is, the way they would have written it, but they're not doing the work. You're doing the work. So don't do that. At the end, absolutely. But keep it to yourself when it is growing, when it is infant. I recommend you read Italian American writers, but don't tell yourself, I have to read them before I start writing. Start writing now, read them as you go. If you like languages, consider learning Italian if you don't already speak it. But don't wait to start writing until you study Italian. Start writing now and learn your Italian as you go. Consider visiting Italy if you have the ability and the desire to do so, but don't wait to start writing until you visit Italy. Start writing now. Think about small presses. When you start writing, Casa Italia, Ovunque Siamo, a lot of your university presses might be places you want to go. You may look at larger houses, and you may look at self-publishing. All of those things that are viable, you'll find what works for you. And if you need a push or a pull, I'm local, feel free to email me. My website is ChristinaMorocco.com. Very easy, all my contact info is on there. I'm never going to be like, who is this person bothering me now with their story. I'm going to say, that's wonderful. I'm glad you're writing. Do you want to send me a couple paragraphs? Do you want some feedback from me? When you're ready, I, like your family, could squash your beautiful larva. So don't send it to me until you're feeling confident that you have down on paper what you want. But I'm available to you. And the last thing, got a couple minutes left, so we're going to do this. You didn't think you weren't going to write something today. Would you guys just hand down a piece of paper? And I've got some pens. And this isn't going to take long. You're not writing a book. Do not worry. Do you have a pen? How many do not have pens or pencils with them? All right. Give me one sec. This is where you segue from professor to teacher, right? Here's a bunch of pens and stuff in my house. There's dog hair on there. I apologize. All right, guys. Everybody got a pen and paper? All right. I want watch you all like revert to high school. Your faces. You just all reverted to high school. All right. Here's what I want you to do. Set your pen down. Stop touching your paper. Close your eyes. Close them. Put your feet flat on the floor. I want you to take a deep breath. And then I want you to release it. We're not going to do yoga, don't worry. Take another deep breath.